My name is Mandeep Lacker. I work in the library in Stoke Aldermore in Coventry. What I love about my job is being useful to people and feeling useful. Because the government and the council doesn't really sell a product. All you're doing, I guess, is you're trying to serve people, trying to help people. Kids would come in and we'd help them with reading, just teaching them how to read. So through helping people, it makes me feel good because I've improved someone else's life, even in the most smallest immeasurable way. I've improved someone else's day, somehow. My family in India were extremely poor, like subsistence. They weren't even farmers, they were a low caste, they weren't allowed to have farms. There was no pension, there was nothing like that. The only thing you had was to work to the bone till the very moment you died. And I desperately don't want that to be the case for me. Because when I started working in the libraries in 2003, they had their own local government pension scheme. And my dad had said to me, stressed to me that a government pension is basically the most reliable kind of pension you can have, because companies might go bust, but countries tend not to, especially not a country like the UK.
The government's had to bail out the banks. The government's now hold a lot of debt. They're trying to find some way to pay that debt off. And one of the solutions to that problem for them is to make us pay for it by taxing our pensions. The government has already brought in one change to pensions, and that's the way the pension benefit is linked to rising prices. They work this out by having a basket of goods. So they move from something called the Retail Price Index, the RPI, to the Consumer Price Index, the CPI. There are significant things missing from that second basket, like for instance, housing costs, which usually form a really big part of people's personal budget. The average payout from the local government pension scheme is £4,000 per year. Pension benefits are already 0.7% less than they were previously. This change will build up year after year, just sliced and diced. It'll be in the region of 15% less over the whole duration of your retirement.
At the moment, I think combined my partner's income and mine are less than 20,000 a year. And that doesn't seem like a lot. We'll have to pay more to have essentially the same pension or slightly less and have to work longer in order to get that. I don't see how any of this actually benefits the public.
These cuts will affect everybody who's paying into the local government pension scheme. A lot of people are going to be looking at a very, very bleak retirement. Things are going to be really hard.
It just feels like we're going back to a return to Victorian values, where business is king and people are just workers. And that worries me. I don't want to be old and lonely and also be freezing and also be hungry, also be worrying about healthcare. You work all your life and you hope that you've done enough in your life that you won't have to worry about those things.